Elon Musk just exposed the FBI. And what he revealed could change everything. Secret files, government pressure, direct threats. They tried to shut him up, but now he's fighting back. And what you're about to hear, the FBI never wanted you to know. Beat pause. Stay with me, because once you see this, there's no going back. When Elon Musk officially acquired Twitter in late 2022, the internet lit up. Memes exploded. Headlines called him a free speech savior and a tech overlord. Most people thought this was just another billionaire power play. That Elon wanted to shake things up, fire half the staff, and maybe tweet some Dogecoin jokes while doing it. But what happened next? No one saw coming. Shortly after taking control, Elon ordered a full internal audit of the company. Servers, emails, and back-end systems. His goal? To find out how Twitter had been run behind closed doors, especially when it came to content moderation. He had questions. Who decided what tweets got deleted? Why were some users banned permanently for simple opinions? Was Twitter truly a platform for free speech, or had it become a tool for censorship? So Elon brought in a hand-picked team of engineers and cybersecurity experts. Their job was simple: search everything. What they found was anything but simple. Buried deep inside one of Twitter's legacy internal drives was a folder titled Gov Liaison Urgent. At first glance, it didn't look like much, just some archived PDFs, old Zoom links, and what looked like generic policy notes. But when the files were decrypted and fully opened, it became clear this wasn't just some boring meeting documentation. Inside were direct communications between Twitter's former top executives and several US government agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security, and most shockingly, the FBI. The files revealed what appeared to be regular, scheduled meetings between Twitter's trust and safety team and federal agents. These weren't one-time consultations or legal briefings. They were weekly sessions, often described as strategic alignment calls. In one email, a Twitter executive summarized a meeting with the subject line, FBI recap, priority content for review. Attached was a spreadsheet, a long, detailed list of tweets. Some were flagged as misleading, others were labeled dangerous or inflammatory, and most were just opinions. Users who questioned election results, users who criticized lockdowns, users who posted memes mocking politicians. And here's where it gets wild. There were notes next to each flagged account, saying things like request suppression during news cycle, escalate for ban, repeat offender, monitor engagement if not removed. The files showed that FBI officials weren't just offering recommendations. They were actively shaping what people could and couldn't say on the platform. They pushed Twitter to suppress hashtags, reduce reach on specific political topics, and promote what they called safe narratives. One document, dated just weeks before the 2020 presidential election, even used the phrase, influence management for stability. Let that sink in. This wasn't a spam filter or bot cleanup. It was a coordinated backdoor channel between big tech and big government, where unelected officials worked hand in hand with private corporations to silence voices and control the conversation. When Musk saw this, he reportedly said just one word: unreal. Shortly after, he tweeted something that shook the internet. This wasn't about safety. This was control. And that tweet hit hard. Millions saw it. Thousands retweeted it. Journalists, politicians, influencers, everyone was suddenly asking, wait, what exactly was the FBI doing with Twitter? Musk's discovery sent shockwaves through his companies. It also triggered what would become known as the Twitter Files, a series of public document drops where Elon released pieces of these findings to independent journalists, encouraging full transparency. But here's the chilling part. The deeper the engineers dug, the more disturbing the picture became. It wasn't just tweets about elections. It wasn't just accounts with a large following. Even small users, regular people with under 500 followers, were flagged in these files. Why? Because they posted the wrong opinion at the wrong time. And that's when Elon knew. This wasn't just a cleanup mission, this was a battle for digital freedom. And it was bigger than just Twitter. But the storm didn't end with the Twitter files. In fact, it had only just begun. Shortly after Elon Musk exposed the internal government communications at Twitter, strange things started happening. Not just at Twitter HQ, but across all of Musk's companies. It began with a series of quiet, unannounced visits. According to multiple anonymous insiders close to Musk, federal agents started appearing at the offices of Tesla and SpaceX. These weren't routine inspections or compliance checks. They were unexpected, informal meetings. No paper trails, no press. Just quiet conversations, behind closed doors. At first, Elon's inner circle thought it might be damage control. Maybe the FBI wanted to clarify what was found in the Twitter files. Maybe they were just spooked by the publicity. But those hopes vanished quickly. According to one Tesla executive who spoke off record, the tone of these visits was more warning than conversation. The agents didn't deny the files. Instead, they focused on something far more subtle and much more dangerous. Controlling the narrative. They reportedly warned Elon that his free speech crusade could create instability, that certain posts on X, especially those involving COVID-19, vaccine data, election results, or sensitive military operations, could threaten national security. They said conspiracy theories were gaining momentum and Musk was amplifying the wrong voices. And then, allegedly, one agent looked Elon straight in the eyes and said, "Mr. Musk, national security sometimes means not telling the full truth." That sentence didn't sit well, because for Elon, a man obsessed with transparency, freedom, and building a future on truth-driven technology, the idea of silencing people in the name of safety wasn't just dangerous, it was dystopian. Elon refused to play ball. He made it clear that X would not bow to shadow censorship, no matter where the pressure came from. He instructed his engineers to keep the platform open, to expose more internal documents, and to continue restoring accounts that had been wrongfully banned in the past. And that's when the real retaliation began. Just 1 week after Musk publicly defied government pressure, Tesla was hit with a surprise audit, a deep and aggressive financial review by federal regulators. It wasn't just routine, it was intense. Suddenly, small internal transactions were questioned. Old employee compensation packages were flagged. Environmental paperwork from past years was brought back into focus. Within days, media outlets were flooded with headlines. Tesla under scrutiny for shady financial practices. SEC launches new probe into Elon Musk's empire. Elon's reckless tweets may trigger legal trouble again. Coincidence or calculated blowback? And then came the blow to SpaceX. A major Falcon 9 rocket launch, planned months in advance, was abruptly delayed. The official reason? Unresolved regulatory concerns from a government agency that had previously approved nearly identical missions. No further details were given. Millions of dollars lost. Weeks of mission prep wasted. For those watching closely, it looked like a message. Back off or we'll slow you down. Elon's response? He didn't back down. He doubled down. He took to X, posting cryptic memes, quotes about liberty, and even dropping subtle jabs at the alphabet agencies. He hinted at behind-the-scenes sabotage and teased even bigger revelations about government overreach. In one tweet, he said, "They'll come after your businesses when they can't control your voice. This isn't freedom. It's a warning." Behind the scenes, Elon increased security around his companies. Internal communication systems were locked down. High-level employees were told to encrypt emails and avoid unmonitored conversations. It became clear to everyone close to him. This was no longer about running tech companies. This was a war between the world's most influential entrepreneur and the most powerful agencies in the country. Some critics said Musk was overreacting, playing the victim. But others, especially those within the tech and political world, began speaking out in support. Whether you love or hate Elon, one former White House advisor said, he's revealing how tightly intertwined big tech and big government really are, and that should terrify everyone. As the pressure mounted, Musk became more defiant. He wasn't just defending his companies, he was defending the principle of free speech in a digital age, and for Elon, it was personal now. It was a quiet Thursday night. No press conferences, no warning, just a sudden notification from Elon Musk's personal X account. It's time to talk. Those 4 words would go on to send shockwaves across the internet. Within minutes, the platform lit up. Millions scrambled to join the surprise livestream. Within hours, the number ballooned to over 40 million viewers, making it one of the most watched live streams in internet history. No flashy graphics, no corporate PR team, just Elon, sitting alone in a darkened studio, staring straight into the camera. And what he said next chilled people to the bone. For months I've remained silent. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to think that the institutions meant to protect us could be working behind the scenes to control us, but now I have no choice. What followed was a bombshell. Elon began detailing the story he had kept mostly private, until now. He spoke about the unexpected visits from federal agents, the cryptic warnings about national security, and the increasing pressure to suppress content on X. He described how requests from government agencies weren't just suggestions. They were coordinated, repeated attempts to silence certain voices, and then Elon did something no one expected. He started showing the files. With a calm but serious tone, Elon screen shared dozens of documents, redacted emails, call logs, and internal memos that were never meant to be public. Some bore the letterheads of federal agencies. Others were Slack messages from Twitter's old moderation team discussing FBI requests. One particularly disturbing file was labeled FBI X Coordination Strategic Accounts. It listed usernames, hashtags, and phrases flagged as potential threats, not for violence but for amplifying dissent. These were not extremists. These were teachers, nurses, students, journalists, people with opinions, people who questioned lockdowns, people who posted videos asking for election transparency. Their crime? Thinking differently. This is not how democracy works, Musk said, scrolling through the list. This is manipulation disguised as protection. It's control disguised as security, and I will not be part of it. The chat section of the live stream exploded. This is wild. He's risking everything to say this. If this is real, everything changes. As Elon continued, he revealed even more shocking details. He pointed to meeting notes that appeared to show direct discussions between former Twitter executives and government officials, where terms like acceptable narrative and narrative management strategy were openly used. In one email, a federal liaison even joked, if Musk keeps digging, he's going to find Area 51 too. But Elon wasn't laughing. He explained that after releasing the initial Twitter files, he was told to stop. Not just once, multiple times. He claimed he was warned, both directly and indirectly, that there would be consequences if he continued to expose the truth. They didn't threaten me with violence. They threatened my companies, my launches, my teams, the things I've built over decades. They told me, not in words but in action, that speaking out would cost me everything. And it did. He reminded viewers of the sudden Tesla audit, the delayed SpaceX launch, the smear campaigns, the media attacks, the federal investigations that all conveniently began once he refused to comply. But now, Elon had had enough. He ended the live stream with a bold declaration. Free speech is not optional. It's not a feature, it's a right. And I'd rather lose billions than betray that right. They may come after me next, but I won't be silent. Not now, not ever. The stream ended. Silence followed, but online, Chaos. Clips of the stream went viral within minutes. Hashtags like Elon exposed FBI and democracy on trial trended across platforms. News outlets scrambled to respond. Some dismissed Elon's claims as conspiracy theory. Others demanded official investigations. Political figures took sides. Some called Musk a hero. Others said he was endangering national unity. But one thing was clear. Musk had crossed a line few had dared to even approach, and there was no going back. He wasn't just running tech companies anymore. He was leading a digital rebellion, and the world was watching.
The moment Elon Musk ended his shocking live stream, the internet exploded. Millions of people flooded X, YouTube, TikTok, and Telegram with reactions. Some were stunned, others were furious. But nearly everyone agreed on one thing. Elon had just pulled back the curtain on something much bigger than tech. They all began trending worldwide within hours. Every news outlet, influencer, and commentator had something to say. For Musk's supporters, he was a modern-day revolutionary. Elon just risked everything for the truth, one viral post said. This isn't about politics anymore. It's about freedom, another wrote. Protesters even showed up outside federal buildings, waving banners that read, "We stand with Elon," and "Free speech over fear." But the backlash came just as hard, and just as fast. Critics accused Musk of being paranoid, irresponsible, and dangerous. Some claimed he doctored the files. Others said he was using conspiracy theater to distract from Tesla's legal issues. Mainstream media outlets launched a full-blown counteroffensive. Elon Musk fans the flames of mistrust in government. Tech billionaires' outburst threatens public confidence in institutions. Experts warn Musk's leaks could undermine national security. The FBI, after staying silent for nearly 24 hours, finally responded with a short, cryptic statement. The Bureau categorically denies engaging in unlawful coordination with any social media company. We remain committed to protecting the American public within the bounds of the law. That was it. No mention of the files. No denial of specific documents Elon showed. No explanation of the weekly meetings or blacklists. To many, that silence said everything. But the real shock came when Capitol Hill got involved. Within days of the live stream, multiple congressional leaders, both Democrats and Republicans, called for an independent investigation into the FBI's communication with social media platforms. Senator Marcus Givens, a longtime privacy advocate, stated during a press conference, "Whether you trust Elon Musk or not, these documents suggest an abuse of federal power that cannot be ignored. If the FBI is trying to control public discourse in secret, then we've crossed a line into authoritarianism." Suddenly, Musk's fight wasn't just a tech world controversy. It became a national political crisis. But Elon's personal and professional life was far from calm. The retaliation began almost immediately. Tesla was slapped with a new class action lawsuit related to alleged workplace discrimination, filed by a group backed by activist legal funds. Multiple states launched inquiries into SpaceX hiring practices. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reopened investigations into Tesla's self-driving software. And on X, his pride and joy, things got worse. Major advertisers, including legacy brands and entertainment companies, paused all spending on the platform. Media outlets published hit piece after hit piece, labeling X a haven for misinformation. Several activist groups called for a total boycott of Elon Musk's businesses. But Elon, he didn't flinch. Instead, he tweeted just 5 words. "Let the light in." And then added, "Whatever it costs." He doubled down on restoring banned accounts, boosting independent journalism, and releasing more Twitter files to the public. He even hinted at building a free speech alliance, a coalition of platforms and thinkers dedicated to transparency in the digital age. His resolve lit a fire across the internet. Smaller creators began sharing their own stories of being shadow banned or censored. Whistleblowers from other tech companies hinted they'd come forward. A new digital resistance was forming, and at the center of it all was Elon Musk. Yet behind the scenes, friends and colleagues worried. Elon's not just playing with fire, one close associate told a reporter. He's pouring gasoline on the system and daring it to light the match. Security around Musk was reportedly tightened. Private meetings moved to encrypted platforms. Even his own engineers were told to avoid external devices and limit internal access. But Elon remained firm. "This isn't just about Twitter," he told his team. "It's about the future of the internet, the future of truth." And whether he was seen as a hero or a threat, one thing was now undeniable. The battle lines were drawn. Elon Musk versus the institutions, truth versus narrative, freedom versus control. And the next move would change everything. So, now you've seen the files, you've heard Elon Musk's warning, and you've seen the battle unfolding between free speech and federal power. But the real question is, do you believe him? Let me know in the comments. Is Elon Musk exposing the truth, or is this just another billionaire with a grudge? If this story shocked you, if you care about truth, freedom, and the future of the internet, hit that like button. Share this video and subscribe for more untold story.